Do you remember that argument they used to use in school telling us that some slave owners were kind and treated their slaves like family? Yes, I do, and that is crazy. I think it's almost exclusively those of us who were raised in the South that were taught this shit. Not all slave owners were bad people. Some of them treated their slaves like they were their own family. It always made me wonder, does that mean that they treated the slaves well, or does that mean that they treated their family like slaves? Because as far as I don't know of any white women back then that had their babies taken from them and sold at market. I don't know of any Mayo Americans that if they didn't pick a bale of cotton a day, then they could end up not living to see the next day. I don't know of any family members back then that it was illegal to teach them how to read and write. Yeah, none of this was real history so much as it was Confederate fan fiction. It was right up there with the Klan got started to keep men from beating their wives when they got too drunk. And the only time they would ever try and be mean to black people is if those black people were trying to avoid the Jim Crow segregation laws. Oh, and we were also taught the Jim Crow segregation laws. We were taught that that was something that was agreed upon between the blacks and the whites. Them coloreds just wanted a place of their own, so we decided to set them up in a separate but equal society. This is real bullshit history that we were taught in Texas schools. Or they would say, yeah, there were some very bad slave owners back then, and they would give bad reputations to all the slave owners. I don't think you should blame everybody for a few bad apples. Does that sound familiar? I don't know why we didn't just think, if slaves were treated so well, then why did so many of them try to escape? If slave owners were so nice, then why didn't people who wanted to run away just decide to go be a slave for somebody? And they didn't treat people like family so much as they sold families. You just don't teach history by lying about it. You're just manufacturing ignorance. Now I'm kind of surprised that they didn't try and sell us on the fact that the Trail of Tears was just a beautiful hike, and people got so choked up by the scenery, it was so beautiful, that they couldn't help but cry. Slavery didn't end, it just evolved, and so did the propaganda around it.